Straight from the TMZ newsroom, I'm the chosen one UFC welterweight champion. We out here on the Hollywood Beatdown, and now we switching things up. Now I'm here, and Evan's butt is on satellite. What's up, my man?
What's going on, man? I'm sitting here because I tried to go to work this morning, but there's a fire literally less than a mile from my house, so I was trapped. So I'm sitting at home. Speaking of fire, let's start with fired up. Tyron, what are you fired up about today?
Well, I'm fired up about my man Lavar Ball. He stays in the news.
Yeah, see, we broke the story on TMZ Sports this week that Lavar Ball is going to be leaving UCLA. Lavar actually made the decision for him. He's going to be pulling him out of UCLA. And the word on the street is that he's going to play professionally in an international league in the hopes of proving his skills and then eventually going to the NBA. But the crazy part is Lavar Ball had a full ride to UCLA, which besides being a great basketball program is also a hell of an academic institution.
I'm fired up because as a parent, he needs to hold his son accountable. His son could be in jail for a very long time. You need to count your blessings. If he's not playing because of his skill set and somebody's better, or if he's being punished for something he's did, you have to get your kids ready for the real world. You're not going to always be there, and he needs to quit vicariously living through his kids. Let them eat. Let them have their shine. That's what I'm fired up about.
Look, Tyron, you've got a son who is a hell of an athlete. I saw the photos that you posted. He's a football player. He has real Division I prospects.
Yeah, you know, my son has been touted by most every private school in the state of Missouri. He works his butt off, but we also been in positions where, for instance, he was an inside linebacker, and it was a kid in there that was better than my son. He hit harder. He had more experience. My son had to work his ass off to earn that spot. His competition was on the playing field. So if your son can't cut it, my man, you can't hold his hand until he's 55 years old. You got to let him go out there and experience it for himself. And you teaching him a very bad lesson that in life, if I don't like things, I run from it.
Does he have a point when he says that Lavar needs a fresh start and he wasn't going to get that at UCLA?
The irony of getting a fresh start in China is hilarious. I don't think that's where he want to go and get a fresh start. I think if he was going to cut it in the NBA, spend his time, pop some threes, shoot 300-400 shots a day, work on your strength and conditioning, grow yourself as a man because you're going to be playing against men, grown-ass men in the NBA. Use this year to refocus, reprioritize yourself, and then come back with a vengeance, smash out your sophomore year, then go and enter into the draft. That's what I would do. That's what somebody that's really confident in themselves and their skills. You don't run from it, especially when you actually the person that did the wrong thing. You could be in jail, my man. Now we're going to jump into one of my favorite segments, On the Real Though. And Evan, I'm going to jump right into this. Conor McGregor, my man, every damn week you in the news for something else.
Well, I mean, look, here's the deal with Conor McGregor, right? It feels like it's been one thing after the other. You're forgetting the part where he attacked people inside the cage at an MMA event recently. He pissed off a judge during a speeding ticket. There were reports that he got in a bar fight and he's like on a bad list with the Irish Mafia. And now he goes out on a date night with Rita Ora. She hashtagged a date night. By the way, he's got a baby mama at home, Dee Devlin. I'm sure she's not going to be too happy about that. When you look at this as a UFC fighter, as a famous person, as a guy with a lot to lose, do you look at Conor McGregor and are you concerned for him?
No, I'm not concerned for him. His nickname is The Notorious. He didn't get into this to be a priest or a school teacher. He got into this to be infamous, to be known, to be flashy, to make a lot of money. His moves are very calculated. I don't think it's by surprise that every single week on a Beatdown, it's a segment that Conor McGregor is in because he constantly is involving himself that's going to be newsworthy. This is what he wants. And I know the next question, do I think his stock is going down as a fighter?
Yeah.
Actually, his stock is going through the roof because he constantly is doing something that's going to get the eyes. The Irish mob, now he's going to get street-inspired individuals. They're like, man, this dude told him, come and get me. So now they're going to want to watch and see how this plays out. And then you got him going crazy.
Allegedly.
So I'm not, I say cash him out. Whatever they ask him for, pay him, shake hands, do whatever you need, kiss him on both cheeks, and get it done so you can live to see another day. That's what I say, but I'm not in his position.
If you're Conor McGregor, do you go back into the octagon and fight again, or do you try to parlay this into something else?
I never thought he was coming back. I said it all along. When he go and fight for $60 to $110 million, whatever in the middle that he actually made and left home with, you fight for that type of money, you're going to get him to come back and fight the matchups that were the most challenging to him for a fraction of that, you're not going to do it. Come back and fight me or Tony Ferguson or one of these guys that, that's going to be, not going to be affected by the trash talk about, you know, all the antics that's really going to try to knock your head off. No, it's not worth it. He's going to blow through that money.
Is he a movie draw, though? Because we had spoken to him about a couple of years ago, and even then he was telling us that he was getting movie offers. So do you think now, if he takes a movie role, do you think that he could bring people, put asses in the seats?
Yeah, I think so, man. You know, I mean, I'm 100%. I got to be 100%. If he was doing some bonehead stuff, I'm going to say it. But if he killing and he's smashing, and if he a boss, I'm going to say it. His personality will transition well in film. So if he wants to do a movie role, he turned down movie roles, which means that he's setting himself apart as caviar. I'm not going to do every movie role. So when something comes forth and that's a good piece, I'm going to jump in there and he'll catapult.
You're constantly in movies and TV shows, stunts, doing stunt work, all that stuff. Do people ask you about Conor McGregor? Do people want to cast him in stuff? Is he a commodity out there?
They know me and Conor had some smoke in the past, so they don't ask me to try to connect it. But, you know, every time I'm on set, they always talk about Conor McGregor, because if you think about our sport is still fairly new. It's less than 30 years. 30 years it's been around. So some people still getting educated on it. But when you got a John Jones, a Ronda Rousey, and a Conor McGregor, those are the people they will identify with, because it's so hard not to know who they are. So they're not asking me about him being in the film. They're asking me about how is he, did we really have some beef and stuff like that.
You would outact him any day of the week, though, right?
And I will beat his any day of the week as well. Beat the brakes off that little thing.
It's time for a segment let's call You Tough, Huh? Except this one's a little different than usual. This one stars Terry Crews and Adam Vennet. Now, Terry Crews, you know, either from his days in the NFL or from when he was on Everybody Hates Chris. Now he's in a fight because he's taking on Adam Vennet, who's one of the biggest agents in Hollywood, and a guy who Terry Crews claims grabbed him by the crotch at a big Hollywood social event. He claims he was sexually assaulted by this guy. He had a decision to make. He could have acted one of two ways. He could have hit the guy and possibly blacklisted himself in the Hollywood circles, or he could have stayed quiet and let this guy get away with it, and then, you know, continue to try and grow his career, which he did successfully.
It's kind of embarrassing. You know, it's embarrassing for you to be that big of a guy and the guy just come and, you know, come and grab your junk, especially after he played that role in Friday After Next when he was a dude out of jail, you know, coming at Cat Williams. Then it's kind of, what's the irony of this? The big Debo size guy that was pushing up on Cat Williams, he got pushed up on in real life. Yeah, I get it, you know, and I'm not knocking Terry Crews for it. I think he should have came out. I think he's not the only one, man. Hollywood's a little weird. Hollywood's way more off the radar than what people recognize. So I salute him for coming out. I think he should have went ahead and pieced the dude up at the moment. That's what I would have done. So any director, any producer, you casting me for your movie, you grab my junk, you going to sleep.
Moving on to the next segment, it's called Who's Tyron Woodley Gonna Punch in the Face and Then Pat on the Back, starring Tyron Woodley. So let's hear it this week. Who are you gonna punch in the face?
Tupac Shakur's ex-girlfriend is now selling his penis picture for $7,500. $7,500 for you people that don't know math. Yeah. I cannot punch a woman in the face. I got 6 sisters and my mom will have my head. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna IV her throat right in her dang on neck. IV because she's super thirsty for this. $7,500 for a man that's passed away and gone to glory. You're gonna sell his picture of his penis? One, $7,500. What state is the penis in? Is it standing up or is it down? Do it got a Thug Life tattoo on the side? You know, if it got a bullet on the side of Thug Life, maybe it's worth $10K right now. So I think it's an extreme thirst move. Some girlfriend of hers should slap her upside the head.
All right, let's move on to pat on the back. Tyron, who gets the pat on the back this week?
This week, Zab Judah's going to get the pat on the back, man. He's out here in the streets, not only training, not only being a household name in boxing, which I'm a big fan, by the way, but he's working with nurses and they're treating dementia patients. You know, anytime you can use your platform to do something positive, to go out there and make an impact, not just say, hey, I stand for this or I stand for that, but actually going out there, putting some sweat into it, putting some elbow grease into the mix. I got to respect Zab Judah, so you definitely going to get a pat on the back, my man. All right, guys, well, that does it for the Hollywood Beatdown with Tyron Woodley. And now we're going to switch it up. Since I'm in studio, straight from the TMZ newsroom, we're going to let Evan tell you what you guys should do.
All right, here's the thing. If you're watching this on YouTube, you want to move your cursor over and you want to subscribe to the TMZ Sports YouTube channel so you can watch the Hollywood Beatdown every single week. If you're watching this on Facebook or somewhere else, go over to the TMZ Sports YouTube page. Click on subscribe. Not only will you see the Hollywood Beatdown every week, but you'll see all the awesome videos that we provide every single week. It's great. Don't miss it. And we'll see you next week.
And we out.